If you're having a hard time choosing between a marquee diamond or an oval shaped diamond as your engagement ring, well, today's your lucky day. In today's video, we're gonna break down the 3 most important things that you have to consider before choosing one or the other. And if you're new to my channel, this is Bonnie with By Bonnie Jewelry, where I talk about all things diamonds and craftsmanship. Let's dive straight in. So Selena Gomez got a marquee diamond as her engagement ring, and the internet went wild. So if you got an engagement ring in the 90s, there's a high chance that you actually got a marquee diamond because that was a very popular shape back then. But in recent years, oval became the #1 selling fancy shaped diamond other than round. So now you're in the market for an engagement ring and you're thinking, okay, if I don't want an oval, would marquee be a good choice for me? So now let's break down those 3 things that I said it was very important when you're choosing between the two. Number 1 is definitely measurements. So what does it mean, measurement? The measurement is literally measuring the length and the width and the depth of each diamond. Here I have a 2.5 carat marquee diamond and a 2.5 carat oval diamond. Now at first glance, you can already tell that they look very different because marquee has the pointier ends, but even of the same carat weight, they look completely different. This is more stretched out with the pointy tip, where this one's a little bit wider. You'll see that this is a little skinnier here. So when you're choosing a marquee versus oval, the first thing you need to know is take a look at your hand, the shape of your hand. Do you have longer fingers, shorter fingers? Which one would suit your hand better? If you're buying this online, I highly recommend you at least trying some of these on because you really want to kind of put them on your finger and see if that shape looks good on your hand. Point number 2, which is just as important, which is plan your wedding band together when you're choosing these shapes. Why? Because it is a fancy shape that's elongated. A lot of times when a stone is elongated, when you're choosing a wedding band, if the setting is not done correctly, or high or low or whichever way, a lot of times you'll see the gap between ring and band. And you see that a lot on Instagram, where there's a lot of gapping between engagement ring and wedding band. Now, is that wrong or bad? I don't think so. I think it's a personal preference, but from all the brides that I've worked with in the past, I would say over 70 or 80% of brides actually like the wedding band and engagement to sit somewhat flush together. So I'm currently working with another client who bought a solitaire online that is a marquee diamond, and she completely didn't think about the wedding band. Once the ring arrived, she realized that there was a bump on her ring on the bottom that pushes out every single style wedding band that she puts on. So it would be like this every time she put on a band. So she finally reached out to me and said, oh, Bonnie, can you help me with making a wedding band that would fit? So I ended up helping her with one of our custom contour band, right? And a contour band that has this part where it would accommodate that pointy part that was sticking out on the marquee, and it would make that flush. And same goes for oval. So that's why it is very important that you plan your engagement ring and wedding band together so you can create that look that you want. Ask your jeweler those questions. If I purchase this carat weight with this ring, will it sit flush with this wedding band? Those are really important questions you want to ask so you can avoid a year from now having that conversation with your partner. Oh my God, my ring and band doesn't sit flush. Can I change the setting? So on and so forth. It will save you money, save you time, and then you can have the perfect pair. Moving on to number 3 most important thing choosing between the two is lifestyle. Okay, notice that the marquee diamond is a pointy end, okay, on either side. So in my 15+ year of career in jewelry, I would say that I have seen more marquees and princess cuts with finer tips on either end that would chip more than, let's say, if you had a round diamond where it doesn't have the sharp ends, or actually oval that doesn't have that sharp end. So when you're choosing between a marquee versus oval, it is essential that you think about your lifestyle. So for example, if you work with your hands a lot, if you're clumsy and you bang your hand everywhere and you can just constantly see yourself hitting everything with your ring, a marquee is long, so it's gonna catch on your clothing if you're not careful with it. So those are some of the things to think about when you're choosing marquee versus oval. And besides that point is your setting. People definitely don't think about the setting enough when they're designing a marquee engagement ring. Why? Because it's elongated stone. So you think about weight distribution. If you set your marquee, which is a long stone, on a skinny 1.5 millimeter bands that I've seen on Instagram, even something as simple as putting your hand in a jean pocket could potentially bend that head if you do it with enough force. So that's something that you want to plan a sturdier setting with your marquee. And that's also one of the most important things to think about when you're choosing between marquee and oval. Have a safe setting. Do something a little thicker, maybe even a cathedral that touches on either side that kind of help you support it, or something that's just with a wider base so that you know your marquee or your oval is safe in there. Now that I broke down all this, let's show you some comparison between oval and marquee rings that we have done before. Did you learn a lot in this video? Do you have a marquee or an oval? Can you share your personal experience with your rings with our viewers so that we can learn from you as well? I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at ByBonnieJewelry. I'll see you in my next episode. Bye!